Hello everyone, my name is Alex Carter, and I'm here to share a story that forever altered my perception of reality. Picture this: a serene summer evening in the small, sleepy town of Oakwood. The sky, a canvas of deep blues and purples as the sun retreated, set the stage for an evening that seemed ordinary, yet was anything but. I was at my friend Tom's backyard barbecue, the familiar, comforting aroma of grilled steaks wafting through the air, mingling with the sounds of our favorite classic rock tunes and the easy laughter of old friends. Just another typical summer night, or so we thought. As the stars began to twinkle overhead, little did we know that we were about to witness something utterly extraordinary, something that would challenge the very fabric of our understanding, a close encounter that was, quite literally, out of this world. As the evening progressed, the ambience of Tom's backyard felt like a haven from the hustle of everyday life. We were a close-knit group, some of us friends since high school, now navigating our mid-20s, often reminiscing about the old days and dreaming about the future. Tom, always the host with the most, was bustling around, making sure everyone had their fill of food and drink. I remember leaning back in my chair, feeling content and at ease, watching the embers of the barbecue flicker under a sky growing increasingly dark. That night was special for another reason. It was the peak of the Perseid meteor shower, a celestial event we had planned to watch together. We joked about spotting shooting stars and making wild wishes. Little did we know our stargazing session was about to take a turn into the uncharted territory of the unknown. I had always been the skeptical type, never one to buy into wild tales of the supernatural or unexplained. But that night, as I gazed up at the starlit sky, ready to dismiss any UFO talk as mere fantasy, I was unknowingly on the brink of an experience that would challenge all my rational beliefs. The evening air was cooling, and the first stars began to make their grand appearance. We settled into our lawn chairs, our eyes fixed on the heavens, when suddenly Tom pointed upwards, his voice a mix of excitement and disbelief. "Guys, look, a shooting star," he exclaimed. We all turned, expecting to see a fleeting streak of light, but instead our eyes met with something far more perplexing. Hovering in the sky was an object unlike any I had ever seen. It was disc-shaped with a seamless metallic surface that reflected the moon's glow in an eerie, otherworldly manner. The object moved with an unnatural grace, gliding silently across the sky, then stopping abruptly as if suspended by an invisible string. For a moment, we were all frozen, a mixture of awe and confusion etched on our faces. This wasn't a plane or a drone. Its movements were too precise, too deliberate. I reached for my phone, fumbling to capture this unbelievable sight, but my hands were shaking, a mixture of excitement and a creeping sense of fear. Then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the object emitted a bright, blinding light that engulfed the entire backyard. We shielded our eyes, and when the light dimmed, the object was gone, as if it had vanished into thin air. The silence that followed was deafening, each of us processing what we had just witnessed. The reality of the situation began to sink in. We had just seen something truly unexplainable, something that defied all logic and understanding. In the immediate aftermath of the sighting, our group erupted into a frenzy of theories and questions. Did you see that? What was that thing? The excitement was palpable, mixed with a hint of fear. Tom, always the logical one, tried to rationalize it as a secret military aircraft, but even he couldn't hide the tremor in his voice. Jenny, who had always had an interest in the paranormal, was convinced We had just had a close encounter of the third kind. I remember standing there, phone in hand, regretting not being quick enough to capture the moment. As the night wore on, our initial shock turned into a burning curiosity. We scoured the internet for similar sightings, only to find a myriad of stories, each more baffling than the last. It felt like we had stumbled upon a hidden world, a world where the lines between reality and science fiction blurred. The next day, I reached out to local authorities and even posted on social media, hoping to find someone else who had witnessed the same phenomenon. Responses varied from skepticism to others sharing their similar, unexplained experiences. It was both comforting and unsettling to know we weren't alone in what we had seen. That sighting became the talk of the town for weeks. Some locals shared their own stories of strange lights and unexplained events in the night sky, while others dismissed it as mass hysteria. But for us who were there, it was a moment that bonded us in a shared, inexplicable experience. We would often gather, speculating about the nature of what we saw, each conversation a mix of wonder and unease. The days following the sighting were filled with a restless energy. I found myself constantly looking up at the sky, half expecting to see the mysterious object again. The incident had sparked something in me, a deep-seated curiosity that refused to be quieted. I started delving into research on UFO sightings and extraterrestrial theories, something I never thought I'd find myself doing. Then, about a week later, it happened again. I was alone this time in my backyard when the night sky was suddenly illuminated by a familiar, eerie light. My heart raced as I saw the disc-shaped object descend. Closer this time, its details more discernible. It hovered silently, an enigmatic presence just beyond the reach of my understanding. I managed to take a few shaky photos before it shot upwards and disappeared at an impossible speed. This second encounter left me with more questions than answers. The clarity and proximity of the sighting made it impossible to dismiss as a trick of the light or a figment of my imagination. It was real, tangible, and it was happening right above our little town. The photos I took became a piece of enigmatic evidence, shared and analyzed within our group and online communities. Some were convinced of its extraterrestrial origin, while others were skeptical, suggesting more earthly explanations. But the truth remained elusive, a puzzle missing crucial pieces. This mystery consumed my thoughts, blurring the lines between my everyday life and the world of the unknown. The more I searched for answers, the more I realized that some things are beyond our current understanding, and perhaps meant to stay that way. As weeks turned into months, the intensity of the experience began to fade, but it never fully left the corners of my mind. I often found myself reflecting on those surreal nights, pondering over what we had witnessed. It had changed something fundamental in me. I used to live in a world where I believed seeing was believing, but now I found myself questioning the very nature of reality and our place in the universe. The discussions about the UFO slowly dwindled among my friends as life's regular rhythms resumed. Yet whenever we would meet, a look or a passing comment would bring us back to those extraordinary summer nights. It became our unspoken bond, a shared experience that was uniquely ours. Personally, I emerged from this experience with a newfound sense of humility and wonder. The universe was vaster and more mysterious than I had ever imagined. I learned to live with the unknown, to embrace the possibility that there are phenomena beyond our current understanding. To this day, I keep an eye on the sky, half in anticipation, half in apprehension. The UFO sightings in Oakwood never did get a rational explanation, leaving us with an enduring mystery. In sharing this story, I don't expect to convince everyone. Skepticism is natural and perhaps healthy. But for those of us who were there, who saw with our own eyes, the truth isn't just out there, it's a part of us. So, next time you look up at the stars, remember that the universe holds more secrets than we can fathom, and sometimes those secrets choose to reveal themselves in the most unexpected ways, in the most ordinary of places.